How's it going, guys? My name is Christopher McGee. I'm the owner of Halcyon Real Estate. Halcyon Real Estate is affiliated with the Keller Williams Market Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is the 5th of June, and welcome to the Real Estate Numbers. Every Monday, I make a video just like this, just showing you what the MLS tells us about the numbers in our real estate market right now. So this video will go over last week's numbers up to now, the 5th of June, 2023, and then I'll give you my brief take on what the numbers look like, what I think they mean. And really quick, if you want a good breakdown of what all these numbers mean individually, what it would mean if all the numbers were up, if all the numbers were down, what it would look like if you were a seller, what it would look like if you were a buyer with everything stacked in your favor. If you want to get solid on all that, then just check out my Real Estate Numbers Explained video. It's about 10-12 minutes, so longer than I want all these to be. I just want to be able to blaze through these and get you going on your day a little better educated than you were when you started it. Let's do this. Okay, first, as always, is inventory, and our inventory right now sits at 7,418. That's up by 150, so still trending up strongly now for a couple of months since the spring buyer season began. We like to see it going up because before it started going up, we watched it plummet for about 5 months at about 200 per week. It got too low. That puts inflationary pressure on housing prices. They're already high enough. We don't want them any higher, and that's why we like to see inventory coming up right now. Right now, our average days on market is 41. So that's the number of days it takes from when a seller put their home on the market, the day it is up and available on the market to look at, to the day that it goes under contract and is no longer available or active on the market. So right now, as of last week, that number, average number of days, is 41 days to go under contract. And that is up by a difference of just 1 from last week, where it was 40 days on market, but it is still trending down over the last 4 months. Okay, list price versus sold price. For that, of course, we need to know what average list price and what average sold price was across last week. Last week, our average list price was $594,866, whereas our average sold price was $589,778. And that brings the difference between those two numbers to $5,088. Now that's up closer to zero, or no difference between asking price and sold price, by about $3,300 from the previous week. Still on average in the buyer's favor, right? We're still seeing things sell for just under what the average asking price is, but not by a lot. So that's still trending closer to no difference between average list and average sold price for the last 3 months. Up to 5,000, just a little over 5,000 under no difference. That is as close as we've seen it get to no difference all year. Number of homes sold in the last week was 621. That is up by about 30 from the previous week, and as you can see, that's still trending up. The number of homes currently sitting under contract is 5,139. That's down by about 165 from the previous week. It's still trending up since the beginning of the year, but has come down a bit over the last 3 weeks. Likely culprit for it coming down over the last 3 weeks, that increase in homes sold that we've seen. So we've seen the number of homes sold every week continue to come up. And if we were to look at what's currently under contract coming down over the last few weeks, it would make sense for us to be concerned that there's fewer and fewer homes on the market. But we know from looking at the data on active listings that is not the case. We're still traveling up in active listings. So it's good to know that homes are not selling at a pace faster than they are hitting the market. Next is price reductions. How many times did a seller lower their asking price in order to better attract buyers and offers? That number last week sat at 765, and that is up by almost 90. Not as high as it got a couple weeks ago after having trended up for a couple of months, but still trending up across that time span. And finally, the number of listings that were either canceled, expired, or withdrawn from the MLS last week came to 362. That is up by nearly 150 from the previous week, still trending down, but also still well within the 250 to 500 range that we've been seeing all year. Alright guys, my take on these numbers this week is mostly that I'm just really happy to see inventory continuing to rise. So if you're a seller right now, it's good to know a few things. It's good to know, if you're a seller, that your home shouldn't be on the market for much longer than a month and a half. It's good to know that homes are indeed selling and going under contract at an increased pace, and that our market in general right now reflects strong seller confidence. If you're a buyer, then it's really good to know that inventory is coming up, because that means you have increased number of choices. Just be careful careful taking too long making your choice on what you want to make an offer on. Because while we do have increased choices over the last couple of months, we also have less time on market over the last few months. And so if you see a property and you decide you like it, there's roughly a 1 in 4 chance that that property won't be available next week. So that's why I'm saying don't take too long making your choices, even though we have increased inventory and an increased number of choices. It's also good to know if you're a buyer that still on average homes are selling for just a little less than they were originally asking for. And if you're a buyer and you feel like interest rates are just killing you right now, and if you're thinking about waiting that out and waiting for interest rates to come down, fair enough, and you may be interested in some of the education that I gave in last week's video, so I'll flag that here for you to check out. Just don't wait for house prices to come down, because that's not going to happen. Go ahead and wait if you must for interest rates to come down. Don't wait for house prices to come down. Interest rates eventually will, prices will not. Okay, and that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching. If you or someone you know is thinking to move in or around Utah in the coming months or this year, my team at Halcyon Real Estate will be happy to help. And as always, if you'd like to stay the best educated person you know on what's going on in the Utah real estate market, there's not going to be a better way than to subscribe to this channel, get notifications on every time that I release this weekly, every Monday video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.